Well, if you are not awake and ready to get your day started, then I don't know. That was an absolutely incredible performance from the goddesses of strength. But of course, to those goddesses, to these two lovely sisters in the kitchen, we are getting into some really delicious chocolate tiramisu éclairs. Oh my word! It's like I feel like it's going to hug my mouth when I taste it.
It will be a party in your mouth.
It's going to be a party in my mouth. Caitlin, so good to have you in the kitchen.
Good morning.
So we're making this very French kind of recipe with an Italian twist, because it's Italian today with a twist. I like that combination.
So we should have said buongiorno.
Bonjour, bonjour. Very, very nicely. So what are we going to be needing for our chocolate tiramisu eclairs this morning?
So we're going to be doing a choux pastry, which is what you use to make eclairs.
Yes.
And every Friday we've kind of been doing the basics of pastry. And although choux pastry isn't technically sort of short crust pastry or puff pastry, it is a type of pastry. And there is a little bit of technical difficulties, but we'll sail through those.
Very nice.
And I'm not so sure how the French are going to feel about us mixing Italian and Italian-French, but
that's okay. I have no issue with us mixing Italian and French at all.
So what we're going to be doing is, the first step is we've got some water on the boil here.
Yeah, I see that.
And we've got our Stork baked margarine inside, and it's melted. And I'm just going to put my flour in straight away. So you just dump everything in. There's nothing fancy about it. The trick with choux pastry is that it doesn't have any baking powder or leavening agent in it.
Okay.
All the magic comes in steam.
Oh.
So it's quite a special pastry.
Yeah.
But with that in mind, you obviously need to be careful about how much moisture you lose.
Yes.
So don't go and put your water on the stove and walk away and go read a magazine. You need to watch it, and as soon as it starts boiling, you're going to add your flour.
Okay.
And then it's going to form a ball like this.
So it's not a difficult thing to make. You just have to make sure that you have the technique down, and you really just make sure that you watch it.
Absolutely. And it's like any baking. You just need to be precise and follow the instructions.
Yeah.
And, you know, don't do it Jamie Oliver style.
No, that's not going to work.
Yeah, Martha Stewart style.
Okay.
And so you're just going to cook this. It's very important to cook it until the starch sort of forms all its strands, and that's what's going to keep its shape, because, I mean, it's just steam that's causing it to
And how do you know when it's ready?
So it's going to pull away from the sides like this.
Okay.
And you'll see that it will form a nice, beautiful ball.
Lovely.
And then you know it's ready.
Okay.
So once it's done like this, then you're going to just put it aside, and you can actually, if you've got a marble counter, you can spread it out, put it in a glass bowl to cool down.
All right.
Because the next step is that we're going to add our eggs.
Okay.
And you know what happens when you add eggs to anything hot?
We do not want scrambled eggs.
No.
For sure.
So now what we're going to do is we're going to add our eggs to this. So this dough is nice and cool.
Okay.
So we've got 2 eggs going in here. I'm just going to steal the spoon. And you're going to incorporate the eggs. And it's going to look like it doesn't quite come together, and then the more you mix, the more it will.
Yeah.
And if you've got a stand mixer, use it in there.
Oh, yes, please.
Yeah.
I love how you always just want to go the traditional route, Caitlin. I love that. But when I look at it, I'm like, there's no way I'm going to be mixing that by hand.
So you're going to incorporate this gradually. I mean, don't add all your eggs at once, because remember, you've got the Stork margarine in there, and it's the water and the fat and the egg, and you don't want it to split.
Fantastic.
So you're just going to add it gradually. And then once it's combined, it makes this beautiful, glossy, sticky dough.
Yummy.
And it's going to look a bit like this consistency, if you see here.
Wonderful.
So then we're going to pipe, I'm just going to move this over here.
While you're doing that, if you've just joined us this morning, we're making delicious chocolate tiramisu eclairs. And of course, it's all about getting us into the whole baking trend this morning. And if you would like the recipe for what we're making, all you have to do is SMS the word Stork to 33728, and we'll gladly pass you along those your Pick-a-Pay shopping list and the link to the recipe as well.
So then we're just going to pop that batter into a piping bag and pipe. For obviously eclairs, it's a long shape. If you wanted to make cream puffs, you could just do little balls.
Yeah.
So we're going to pipe a long, elongated shape. I mean, depending how big you want it.
Oh, these look gorgeous.
There we go. And the trick with piping is always press from the top, never there.
Never.
You don't want everything to squirt out. And then you're going to pop these in an oven at about 200 degrees Celsius. You want a nice hot oven so the steam will rise. And they'll go all poofy and beautiful.
I like those. Those are like reusable piping bags, right?
They're fabulous, because nobody has time to wash a piping bag.
No. And you don't want to take a plastic bag either. We used to do that back in the day. I did that when I started out.
At a push,
bags,
you could cheat. Yeah.
It tastes like whatever was in there before.
So, I mean, if you didn't have a piping bag, you could just make little cream puffs. They would taste the same, just as beautiful. So this goes in the oven.
For how long did you say?
For about 10 to 15 minutes.
All right.
And then they come out like this. Now what I've done is I've already split them open.
Yeah.
And then you put them back in the oven just to crisp them up because I want them to be beautiful, beautiful and crispy.
Wow.
And then what I've got over here is the tiramisu part comes in.
Yum.
So I've got some whipped cream, mascarpone cheese, espresso, a little bit of sugar, into vanilla. And then I'm just going to fill these. Let me grab one. And you can use a star nozzle if you want here.
That's gorgeous.
Just going to fill them. If you wanted, you don't have to put tiramisu in. You can put whipped cream. That also works beautifully.
All right.
And then we've got, this one fell apart.
Because of course we know that the eclairs usually have whipped cream
Whipped
in
cream,
there,
yeah.
but we're just taking this recipe a step further.
Or custard. You can put custard in there. So I'm just going to fill them, and then we've got some chocolate over here.
Wow.
Because of course no eclairs complete without its beautiful little chocolate hat.
You know, Caitlin, I think you might have just you might have taken our Friday to a whole nother level.
I always do,
Hey,
don't I?
of course.
I always feel bad about cooking such decadent things, but then I remember it's the weekend.
You
and-
must never. All right.
So then that's how they come out. They're beautiful, beautiful little chocolate eclairs.
Gorgeous stuff. We've just made chocolate tiramisu eclairs, and your keyword this morning is Stork. SMS that to 33728. We'll send you your pick and pay shopping list and the link to the recipe, and you could be making this Italian recipe with a little bit of a twist. Caitlin?
And did you know that tiramisu means pick me up? So I think you should pick
okay.
one up.
Well, I have to. Like, if it's telling me to do this, then I have to do this. Kat and Ewan, I'm going to keep you guys some. Tell me what's up in terms of taking an amazing holiday.
Stork, best for baking.